This year began very positive with a convocation with all 2,200 of our employees. That was a wonderful opportunity for me to get to visit with them and share a little bit about my vision and my expectations, but also just to get to see the excitement and the positivity that is in Bryan ISD. We opened 2 brand new beautiful schools, Sol Ross and Stephen F. Austin Middle School. We have beautiful additions, all under budget, on time. Our parents were very excited about their kids entering our schools, registration. Really all of our processes and our systems went very, very well at the beginning of the year. A little bit before the first day, about the week before school started, I began to get information from our Transportation Department that they had concerns about how many students might be at what we call a hub. So what we found was we had too many kids at certain times at the hubs, and that we didn't have the turnaround time, was not prepared for to transport kids. And so right away, that very first day of school, we kind of had a lot of outcry from mainly our principals, but also our parents. It was a problem for many of our teachers who were on duty so long, having to wait for buses, and teachers trying to teach first period and kids being late, not able to get their breakfast, not able to get into class. So we went into all hands on deck mode, and we got out there, myself included, and we did everything that we could to fix every problem that we could fix. Well, immediately, our district senior leaders who come from various departments. What's happening, what's our best solutions in the short term and long term. Then we began to bring in other stakeholders like principals, brought them in and began to really analyze and dissect the issues, and then look at solutions. Some of the short-term solutions that we used to solve the problem were to reduce children at the hub. We also took some routes, combined them just to try to condense and to shorten time on buses. We added personnel. Key personnel were placed at our hubs to help supervise and move things along and help our kids get into the right areas. Unfortunately, the problems were too complex for just putting a Band-Aid on it. So we hired a consultant. When we hired our consultant, we brought him in, Mr. Michael Brassfield. Mr. Brassfield's first recommendation is get rid of the hubs. He's saying to us that we can directly route children. And I think it's important to also quantify Bryan ISD is very unique in that we have choice programs, instructional programs. We have choice gifted programs. We have an early college high school that would be different than the high school in which you're zoned. We have an equitable system that allows all children to have access to these programs. So when you add up those programs, transportation providing that to each family, so we've created that complexity. But our intention is that it's the right thing to do, and so we want to preserve that. And this year, the district went to a 3-tier system. It had always had more of a 2. At the same time, Bryan ISD went from a 3-level instructional system to a 4-level instructional system. So you have this 4 going into 3 change that was really very, very difficult, and then add in all the choices to go around to different schools. And what ended up happening was you did not get a smooth and efficient system. So now the consultant is saying go back to a 2-tiered system. We will not change the 4-level instructional system. But he's recommending we go back to a 2-tier, which is basically kind of like 2 start and stop times for the district. So what we've done is, again, with a lot of stakeholder input, including parents, have analyzed and looked at it. And what we are recommending is that we go to a start time of 7:35 in the morning that would be consistent for all pre-K through 6th graders. And then on the secondary side, we would recommend a consistent start time for all 7th through 12th graders, so middle and high school, of 8:20. But for the most part, our instructional minutes of the day are going to change between 2 and 15 minutes. Our elementaries will gain 15 more minutes of instruction, whereas this is an example of an opportunity because we've needed the additional minutes for our pre-kindergarten program. And we've also needed the additional minutes just for instruction in the classroom. And I think it's important to note that our elementaries and our intermediates will all allow children to be dropped off at 7 a.m. That's 30 minutes earlier than now. Our middle school and high schools will allow students to be dropped off as early as 7:30, even though start time is not till 8:20. and we will take care of feeding them breakfast and supervising the students. So for the Bell systems, as we roll these out, we would just ask that you look at each your own situation. And we have our communication plan ready to go with when parents will receive new bus cards, new bus times, and everything will take effect on January 8th, the day that students return for winter break. That'll give our families a little over 2 months to get ready to make the adjustments. And so we're getting our systems in place so that can be clearly articulated. Our community will know what to expect. All information will be found on our website. And really, our children deserve nothing less than the best we can give them. And if we limped along, we would not be giving them the best that we can give them. So we'll have some pain because, it's going to be like another first day of school on January 8th. And, someone's going to forget their number and someone's going to forget this and things are going to happen because we're dealing with children, and that's the way it works. But, we wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and we wouldn't want to be in any other profession than that serves children. So we give it everything we've got. We give them our best. So I think we just look at where are we today in Bryan ISD, what is the best that we can offer, and let's look for the opportunities to make it better.